Hi, this is Stephanie Kwame from the CAD Academy, and the subject today is civil engineering. You may have thought that civil engineering could be boring, but it can actually be very, very exciting. I know a gentleman in civil engineering, and one day I was introducing him to give a seminar, and I said, "This is so-and-so," and then my mind went blank, and I said, "And he works with dirt." And the truth is, he loved that. And he actually made a website called The Dirt because that's what civil engineers do. They're either tracking it, they're digging it, they're adding dirt to, or earth to different places. And one of the things he did that was very interesting is he was very close to Easter Island, and he traveled over there and he went to the mayor's office and he said, "Who does the civil engineering for Easter Island?" And they sent him out to this dear little lady, and her name is Hoa. And she had made it her life's work to survey this 64 square mile island. And she had two students following behind her with a little pencil and paper. And in the entire lifespan that she'd been working on it, she hadn't made much progress. So this gentleman sat her down, plugged in his computer, his laptop, and showed her some civil engineering software. And she cried. And this gentleman said, "I've never had anybody cry when I showed them software before," but she was so happy to see that there were such wonderful tools. So this gentleman brought in a team of surveyors, and you can see that they had wonderful survey equipment. There, the picture above Hoa, and they surveyed the island, and they also retro surveyed the heads. There's a term for that, but they take points on the head and they can get the actual measurements of it in the computer, and then they could track how they deteriorate over time, or the level of deterioration. It's interesting that this island, once it had been more had more rain and was more tropical. But what happened is when the ancients were building these heads, they would use palm trees to roll them down to the shoreline to set them up, and they're huge. Who knows how they did any of this, but that's the mystery about it. But they ended up cutting down every palm tree on the island, and the palm trees caught the clouds as they went by, and they got rain. And since the palm trees were gone, it has become arid, and the island is very, very delicate. What is civil engineering? Well, civil engineering is the oldest of all the drafting professions, and basically it was done to better society. So civil engineering is done for the benefit of everyone. A definition would be civil engineers deal with the design, construction, and maintenance of the environment, both natural and man-made. So after we have taken something and built a road, then we still need to maintain roads, change roads, dams, bridges, etc. Land development desktop is just one part of that, and land development engineering converts raw land into usable forms. I love to play golf, so to me that's one of the very, very best ways to convert raw land into a usable form, is to make a golf course. But of course there's lots of ways to do that. Much of civil engineering begins with a survey, and you can see the global positioning systems or GPS equipment, some equipment over there. There's all kinds of different equipment nowadays, and there's actually ways they can take aerial surveys. They don't need a two-man team anymore either. One gentleman shooting points at the other gentleman. You can actually have a GPS survey equipment, and you can walk along a boundary and shoot in X, Y, and Z points, latitude, longitude, and the elevation. But anyway, that's where it starts. What is existing there on the earth, and those points are imported into the civil packages, and from that we create a surface model that ends up being triangulated. So between each of the points we create triangles, and that actually creates the mold of the earth. And it's a very mathematical it's done with a mathematical equation, and there's different ways to calculate that as well. But anyway, that is stored in a model called a DTM, or a digital terrain model. and the information is stored in a file called a TIN. Anyway, that's just some technical information that you'll find out as you work with this. That information then is used for doing roadways, site development, parking lots, golf courses, airports, subdivision design, and more. So almost everything that you see outdoors, it helped in the making of that. We are going to be using Bentley Power Civil, although we have MicroStation as well, on our projects. And the beginning project, you're going to do a project and make a triangulated map to that's step 1, and that's the initial quick start. And then we are going to do something a lot more fun after that. But Bentley Power Civil is a complete land development solution. So people using it are commercial building, plant, and manufacturing sites, the sites that they're on, airports and rail terminals, subdivisions, urban complexes, parks, campuses, and golf courses, dams, mines, landfills, drainage utilities, and floodplain projects, and of course, most important, skate parks. So on our project number 2, we are actually going to design and build your own skate park. So welcome to the civil engineering package. I think you'll enjoy it, and thank you for listening.